Everyone, welcome to today's Spanish video. So today we're going to be learning about the grammar concept, noun adjective agreement. And this is a very important grammar concept to cover in Spanish. It's going to help you write those very basic sentences. So let's go ahead and get started. So just as a little refresher, what are adjectives? What are nouns? So adjectives are describing words, and they're usually used to describe nouns. And a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. So in Spanish, we have to make sure that our nouns agree with our adjectives. And our adjectives match our nouns in gender and in number. So that's a very important note to take away. So because of this rule, I've created this chart. And this chart is a singular, plural, masculine, feminine chart. And it's really going to help you learn this grammar concept. So they can fall into 4 categories. You can have a noun adjective, which is masculine and singular, or it can be masculine and plural, or it can be feminine and singular, or it can be feminine and plural. So the sentences that I'm going to be translating into Spanish is for singular and masculine, the tall boy. For plural and masculine, the tall boys. For singular and feminine, the tall girl. And for plural and feminine, the tall girls. Right? So in order to make something plural, we add an S to the noun. And for masculine and feminine, I just did boy versus girl. All right, so I'm going to be keeping this color theme. So all the adjectives are going to be in purple, while all the nouns are going to be in red. So here, our adjective is tall, and our noun is boy or girl, singular or plural. So one thing to note is that in Spanish, we have noun adjective agreement, which means that the noun comes first in Spanish, and the adjective comes second, which is a little bit weird because we usually say like the funny boy. So funny, the adjective comes before the noun boy. So it's adjective noun. But in this case, we're doing noun adjective. So you'll notice that when we write sentences in Spanish, the nouns will come first and adjectives will agree with the noun. So I'm just making a quick note on the top so we know that it's a noun adjective agreement. So first we're going to do our definite article. If you are not familiar with definite articles, indefinite articles, you can go ahead and watch a video I've already posted on my channel. So el is for the, chico is for boy, and tall means alto. So we have el chico alto, where chico is the noun and alto is the adjective. Then if we wanted to make it still masculine, but plural, we can say los chicos altos. So we're adding that S. And the plural masculine definite article is los. Now we say the singular feminine definite article is la, the noun is chica, and the adjective is alta. So usually if you want to make something feminine, your O would become an A. Next, if we wanted to make it feminine but plural, we have to just add our S. So we say las chicas altas. So that's how we can really remember this concept. So when we're making things plural, we're adding S's, and when we're making things masculine or feminine, we are focusing on the last letter, whether that's an O or an A. And we have to make sure that the nouns and the adjectives agree with each other, that they both end in O, that they both end in S, right? That they both are masculine, that they both are feminine. So we have to make sure that they're matching. Here we have to understand that in Spanish, when we're learning any grammar concept, that there are going to be exceptions. Exceptions meaning that there will be, in this case, some adjectives that don't follow the rules, that you can't really make masculine or feminine. So here is our first exception. So adjectives that match both genders, meaning an adjective that can match masculine and feminine nouns, end in E. that adjective ends in E, to be clear. So for example, we can say el maestro. El maestro means the teacher. It's a masculine singular situation. We can say el maestro inteligente. And inteligente ends in E. We can also say the same thing, la maestra inteligente. Now, since this adjective ends in E, it can match with a masculine or feminine noun. So that's the first exception we have. And these cases have to be memorized, right? These exceptions have to be memorized. These are special cases. The next one is that many adjectives that end in a consonant. So what's a consonant again? That means it doesn't end in a vowel. Our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. If it doesn't end in a vowel and it ends in a consonant, it matches both genders, similar to exception 1. So for example, if we say el amigo, which means the friend, specifically it's a masculine singular situation. So we say el amigo joven. Joven ends in a consonant, N. But we can also use it for la amiga. So we can say el amigo joven, and we can also say la amiga joven. And joven has a special case where it matches both the masculine and feminine noun. Right, so let's move on to our third exception. So this exception is actually an exception for our second exception. So these are all special cases. So this one is that some adjectives that end in a consonant, meaning they end in everything but an A, E, I, O, U ending. You can add an A to the end to form a feminine singular. Right, so what does that exactly mean? An example always helps. You can say el chico trabajador. Trabajador is hardworking. That's what that means. That's an adjective. It's describing the boy, which is masculine. If I wanted to make this feminine singular, like instead of saying el chico, I say la chica, I can always add an A to the end to make it trabajadora. Right? However, this is a memorized case. It only works for trabajador. You can't apply the same thing for joven. Those are two different cases. All right, so let's go ahead and do some practice problems. So these are really going to help you understand what we have learned today. So in this practice, I want you guys to give the correct ending for each adjective. So I'm essentially going to be writing a sentence that includes the definite article, it includes the noun, it includes the adjective, and you have to figure out what the ending of the adjective is. So for our first one, we have una estudiante desorganizada. So now you have to see una estudiante, is that feminine, is that masculine, is it singular, is it plural? Refer back to the chart that I provided and see what the ending of the adjective should be so that we have a noun adjective agreement. Next, we have unos chicos simpáticos. So you have to see what the ending should be. Then we have unas mujeres, and mujeres means women. So unas mujeres trabajador. So what should that ending be? And our last one. So if we ever see una, unos, un, that means we're saying using an indefinite article. And if you're unclear about definite versus indefinite, go ahead and check out my video already posted. All right, so let's go over our practice problems. So the first one says una estudiante, right? So una, that's an indefinite article. Because it ends in A, we know it's feminine. And because it's just one student, una estudiante, nowhere do we see an S, we know it's singular. So we're going to look in our chart, the feminine singular area, which is going to be la chica alta. Here, we can see that alta, our adjective, ends in A, which matches chica, our noun, which ends in A. So here we know that for our adjective, it's going to be desorganizada. It's going to end in A. Now you may say that estudiante, how do we know estudiante is feminine? Our indefinite article is giving it away. All right, so let's go to number 2. This one says unos chicos. So this is masculine because it's chicos, and chicos means boys, and it's plural because it ends in S. So we go to masculine, plural, that area in our chart, and we see that our adjective, los chicos altos, that adjective altos, ends in OS, which matches the noun chicos, which also ends in OS. So here we're going to know that it's going to be simpaticos, ending in OS. So we have unos ending in OS, chicos ending in OS, simpaticos ending in OS. They all agree, especially the noun and the adjective. Now let's move on to number 3. So it says unas mujeres, meaning the women. Women is plural, right? And that gives it away with the S ending. And it's feminine because women are feminine. So just not by looking at the chart, we know that it's going to end in AS, trabajadoras. And remember, trabajador is our special case where if you add an A to the end, so let's go ahead and refer back to our sheet. Some adjectives that end in a consonant, where R is the consonant in trabajador, you can add an A to make it feminine and singular. So we can say trabajadora. So that would make it feminine and singular, but in order to make it feminine and plural, we have to add that S. So we have unas mujeres trabajadoras. Now let's go ahead and do the last one. So this is un hombre. So un hombre means a man. So that's masculine just by looking at the indefinite article, knowing that hombre is man. And it's singular because it's one man. So we know that it's just going to end in E, grande, the most basic form of the adjective. So we can say un hombre grande. So this concludes our video for today. Hopefully you have a better understanding of noun adjective agreements, and please subscribe to our channel so you can check out more of our Spanish videos to come.